to lead us, to guide us. We have our stalwarts of the industry. I would like to request him to take center stage as I invite Mr. J.B. Chalasani, the Group CEO of Suzlon Group. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last session. You can all put your hands together. Thank you. Shri Prakash Chandgar, the Director and CEO of CTUIL, and Mr. S.P. Murali, General Manager Sales and Marketing ZF Wind Power.
So good afternoon everyone, and finally is the wrong word. We had a damn good journey in the last 2 days and reached to the end of the conference, not the exhibition. Exhibition will continue to be there tomorrow as well. I remember that as part of IWTMA, we were talking a few months back, Murli, a couple of months back, so about this conference to organize. We didn't imagine that we will be really able to organize the way it finally panned out. I think a significant amount of hard work done by different people to put this together. Designing the conference, who needs to come, what sessions, and then one set coordinating with the exhibition, getting everyone together. There are quite a few people. I'm sure that Murali is going to talk about that in the end to say thanks to all of them. But in the 2 days, I've been here for most of the sessions. I think each session threw up different points. Good, bad, ugly, whatever are the situations in each of the areas. We had a very good session in the inaugural one where we had Mr. Sudeep Jain, Mr. Lalit Borat talking about what government is trying to do it. Then we also had today NIWE director, then we had the Mr. Pradeep from MNRE. So we had a good government representation. At the same time, we also had different sessions what we talked about various aspects of it. For me personally, with all that the experience of this, there were quite a few learnings in the conference as well as in the networking what we had at different points of time. So this was one of the, I think the best 2 days I spent. I never felt that I'm away from the work and not able to do the work. Coming to this session, more importantly, Mr. Garg, I want to set the context for you, okay? Because I think you are, in my opinion, one of the key persons for wind sector. We have a complaint, and we as well have a suggestion for you. Wind sector is very complex, and it's available only in few locations. Unlike solar can be spread anywhere you want throughout the country, but wind can't be that. And also the wind, to establish the potential, then you need to have a mast, you need to look at this data, establish it for 2 years, then you say that this site has a potential. But then you do a great job in terms of planning the substations at the CTU, most important work you do. Allocation of the capacity is agnostic of solar or wind. So therefore, there are situations where highly wind potential places, so 80% of the capacity is taken away by solar, because solar is much simpler, you can utilize immediately. So what that does is that the wind potential there gets locked up. You can't exploit that potential. For example, if we take Rajasthan, okay? So therefore, there is a need for us to do a wind-specific substation design, and saying that because this is a wind potential area, how do we design and reserve those substations for wind to come up, I think is an important factor for us today to do that. Because otherwise, a lot of potential will get locked up and maybe needs to wait for maybe another 7-8 years before the next substation comes there. So there is a need for that. That's one we would like you to address, how this can be resolved. As I told you that, in fact, we even represented to MNRE showing the map of Rajasthan, where the entire potential got locked in wind because substation capacity is taken away. Second is, I understand that you're already planning the solar, wherever there are solar substations, during the non-solar hours, because they're not used, how do we use that portion? Because at the end of the day, as a country, the transmission charges we will, you and me know, is not really available. Somebody is paying for it today because there are no grants. So if you keep using the transmission capacity lesser and lesser, the per unit cost of transmission keeps increasing. So as a country, we really can't afford the higher cost of generation. So therefore, it's a very good thought from your side to say that, okay, to use the potential non-solar hours, we will open it up for other things. There again, I'm assuming that this is available for wind as well as storage for both, so that we can effectively increase the capacity utilization. And also because the solar and wind in a 24-hour period almost like coexist. Okay? So like solar does in the solar hours, wind actually picks up in the evening peak and the night and then morning peaks. So it's an ideal situation where that both can coexist. There would be some cutoff in terms of utilization factors, but looking at the cost per kilowatt hour of the transmission cost, what you reduce, I think that few basis points of cutting in the utilization factor, CEF, is still okay. These are the two factors which, because in the last 2 days we didn't discuss about this aspect of it. So you're here today, if you can throw some light on how does the CTU can help the wind sector to completely utilize its potential, at the same time reducing the cost of transmission for renewable energy as a whole. I think that's one important factor is what we're looking forward to. Otherwise, I'm sure that all of us enjoyed this conference. Every single speaker or the panelists who came in here, when I looked at them on the stage, including the panel just now, the Vivek concluded here, is that you could see that feel. And one of the things we discussed since yesterday today is everybody said there are certain things to be done by the government or maybe different institutions. As IWTMA, we are now taking up different working group, different points to the government. In fact, there's a plan that in the first week of December, as a wind sector, we will go and represent to the government of India about few key issues, not a laundry list, saying that these are the set of issues which need to be addressed for unlocking the wind potential. So the suggestion is that all of us who spoke here can actually put down their points, suggestions to IWTMA, Secretary General IWTMA. We will collate all that data. We'll ensure that those things are put in the agenda form and they presented to the Government of India to take it to a logical conclusion. Otherwise, what happens is we come for the conference, we debate the issues, so we all do that and then go back and then we're busy with our work. So there is a need for the follow-up of issues what we discussed here. So IWTMA is going to do that. And in fact, I promise that next year when we have this session, we will have some wins from this conference, saying that this is what we discussed, and this is how it has been presented to the government, and this is what we were able to achieve. And I'm sure that Mr. Garg will give us that opportunity, saying that he was here, we put up a point to him, and he addressed, and when we meet next time, saying that, okay, this got addressed. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. And now I request Shri Prakashan Garg, the Director and CEO of Central Transmission Utility of India Limited, for his valedictory address.
And by 2030, what we are planning is our wind capacity will be approximately 100 gigawatt. So in next 5 years, approximately 5 years only, we have to add a good quantum of wind energy to make it 100 gigawatt. Now, I come to some specific questions like potential substation for a potential wind site. As all of you know that MNRE is declaring RE potential. Earlier what happened? Earlier we used to make ISTS system based on the applications. Developers used to give applications, then after seeing certain quantum of applications, we used to make a substation. So there it was clear, someone has given an application for solar or wind or whatever. The substation will be made and they will be accommodated into that. So it was sure, if you have applied for wind, you will get. But later on, what happened? Making a transmission became very, very difficult. You know, now it is taking 2.5 to 3 years time to make a transmission line. Whereas when we talk about the generation, particularly solar, it comes in 18 months time. Wind takes little more time. Then everyone started talking that we are not able to get the connectivity because transmission is not there. My generation is coming up. Then we started doing the transmission system based on the potential. Then MNRE started declaring the potential, that this is the potential in this particular area, and we started developing the transmission system. So transmission system was being developed in 2.5 to 3 years time, and by that time, RE developers started applying and they got connectivity. But in this case, as I came to know that wind energy developers, they could not get the advantage of this because they had to do a lot of studies. They take time to apply at a particular location. And by that time, all the solar people got the connectivity. Right now, I can't offer any solution, but definitely some discussion needs to be, definitely some discussion has to take place to take care of this problem. We can very well discuss with MNRE also that if there is a specific area where only wind is possible, there it can be done. But I think the solar people can reach anywhere. And now most of the tenders are hybrid tenders. No purchaser is accepting the vanilla solar. This is a good sign. No one is accepting the vanilla solar. So certainly the wind is coming, and wind is a need. I saw here, wind is the answer. This is the right thing. It's written here. So now in hybrid, solar and wind will come because battery is not that easy as of now. And even after that, when battery comes, wind itself acts as like a battery. So solar plus battery is much costlier than the wind alone. So wind is very highly complementary with respect to the solar. Solar is unavoidable. That has to be there. In the daytime, we need that. But later on, we need some storage. But wind offers that solution. So certainly, we have noted down, we will give some thought on certain potential-based substations which are exclusively for wind. A lot of discussion has to take place, then only it will be possible. Then we talked about the nighttime connectivity. Nighttime connectivity, a lot of work has already been done, and CERC, MOP has given directions, and CERC is coming up with certain regulatory changes where whoever has got the connectivity for the solar hours, you said correctly that transmission system is being used for 20-25% time period. CUF is hardly 20 to 25%. And for rest of the time, the transmission system remains idle. And this is adding to the cost. And cost, even if there is a waiver, cost is borne by someone. So 70 to 75% time when my transmission is vacant, not being used, but the capital cost of that is being loaded on someone. The running cost of that is being loaded on someone. So certainly we need to increase the CUF of our transmission system, and for that regulatory changes are taking place that whoever has got connectivity for the daytime for solar, the rest of the time, someone else can come behind the generator, and the rest of the balance period of the transmission system can be utilized. Right now, people are thinking about the battery, but certainly the wind can very well be provided for that. Wind can supplement that. Wind and a little battery, these two solutions together can fulfill that gap. So that scope is there. You all have to work on that. We are all there, government is there, and everyone is thinking to make maximum use of the transmission system. And it's not the question of use of transmission system only. we need power. We need power after solar hours. So that power can be given by the wind energy. So that work is already going on. Only you, all those from the wind site have to come forward and have more and more discussions on this. So certainly things will move in right direction. Another thing I want to highlight on this forum, that discipline. In recent past, we have seen a few disturbances in Rajasthan area because of certain non-compliances, particularly by the solar. But now wind is coming more and more, and from the wind side also, we need a lot of compliances. During the past 3-4 months, a lot of discussion has gone. Discussions took place that how to ensure compliances in the wind sector also. It was painful for the wind developers, definitely, but it will be more painful if we are not able to feed supply even after having our generator installed. So certain decisions have been taken, and everyone has taken those decisions very positively. Most of the, particularly you know that the temperature issue, 40-degree temperature issue has come up. Okay, whoever is generating their, power full capacity at 40-degree, they are being given connection. They are signed with the connection agreement to supply that. And whoever is not able to make that, they have also been accommodated. They have been given certain time. But I am sure that as many of many of the OEMs have developed that capacity of generating their full power, full capacity beyond 40-degree, everyone else will also do. And that is the need in our conditions. In Indian conditions, that is needed. So that is happening, and everyone has agreed for that. So certainly I am happy that the compliances part from the wind side also is being met, and that will pay to all of us in future, in times to come. I am assuring everyone that transmission will not be the bottleneck for your generation. Not even a single megawatt will be curtailed because of non-availability of transmission. Because we have started working on potential-based planning for transmission, and transmission system is definitely, it will remain ahead of generation. The only problem is time period and the right-of-way issues. You all know that whenever you are putting the generating station, you are making a small line called dedicated transmission line. Even in that line, you face a lot of difficulties. But you just see the cross-country lines. They face a lot of difficulties, but still government is very proactive, very positive, and government is supporting, central government is supporting. Even our Honorable Prime Minister is regularly monitoring the transmission projects and giving direct instructions to the DM level. And with that, things are happening, lines are coming up. So that problem will be resolved, and you will get transmission, certainly. Now the second part, this is the onshore, and I'll just touch upon the offshore. There was a lot of discussion on offshore. Offshore, as we said, that the 60 gigawatt potential has been identified on the coast of Gujarat and Tamil Nadu, out of which around 37 gigawatt MNRE has planned for bidding. And out of that 37 gigawatt, 10 gigawatt they have planned for 2030. It may happen by 2032. And out of this 10 gigawatt, 500 megawatt, as we already discussed, 500 megawatt is already in pipeline. Transmission system has been given to Power Grid, and they are making it. So again, in offshore also, where the transmission is really costly, we are going ahead of generation. We have already given instructions, and the work is already taken up. Some challenges are there, cables, vessels, and all those things, but certainly for a country like India, all these, and the people like you, will never allow any challenge to, we on way to our progress. So certainly offshore will also pick up, and I request all the, your wind industry as a whole, that let us indigenize the offshore part also. I hope that wind will take front seat in the times to come, and such type of gatherings will always enhance our know-how about the wind and will send the message to the policy makers also to work more on wind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your good wishes and also addressing some questions and ask from the industry. Your advice to the industry on compliance and norms as wind continues to grow its share in the energy basket, and further your insightful views on the onshore wind and transmission and your assurance towards transmission. Thank you very much, sir. I would now like to request Mr. S.V. Murali to kindly propose a vote of thanks and also for his concluding remarks.
Esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, and respected colleagues, it's really nice to be here to propose this vote of thanks. As we come to close of this conference part of Windergy 2024, almost after 15 hours of food for thought and thought for actions, now it is good to be proposing the vote of thanks on behalf of IWTMA and PDA Ventures. First, let me thank Mr. P.C. Garg, Director and COO, CTUAL, and Mr. J.P. Chalasani, Group CEO, Suzlon Group, who are in dais with me for this valedictory section. Thank you, sir. And during last 2 days, we had 8 well-moderated panel discussions and 6 informative technical presentations by companies, which was well received. Thanks to the moderators, panelists, presenters, and also the lovely and lively audience who absorbed the content and contributed back in the discussions. Thank you to all of them. And we also thank the government agencies, both central and state, for example, MNRE, Niti Aayog, Tamil Nadu Green Energy Corporation, and similar associations who supported in this days. And thanks to our sponsors and partner countries, 300 plus exhibitors who are exhibiting their products in the trade exhibition right next to us, visitors and media for making this occasion successful. And this makes us to renew our pledge to make the earth green with the wind power. Last but not the least, I would also like to thank my colleagues who worked as a core group to organize this conference. For example, Hemkant, Mr. Prasad from Envision, Gurunathan from Siemens Gamesa, Nishit from Suzlon, and then Nasiba from PDA, who worked as a team to organize this and make it as a very successful, like as JPC sir was saying, 2 months back, we thought we have a big task in hand, but it was done very well. And I hope, the same feedback everybody else also has like what I have. And thank you to my team for supporting in making sure that this conference is well organized. And one more point, tomorrow also we have this session, even though this industry part of the conference is over. Tomorrow we have a session which is focused on academia, focused on student groups to inform them about what are the technologies in the wind as well as the career opportunities in wind. So whoever is having time, please take time to participate in tomorrow's session also. And once again, thanks to you all, and see you all in next Windergy 2025. Okay, and before we close the vote of thanks, I will also try to make it as a proposal for growth. This IWTMA membership is open for the members who are manufacturing wind turbine and wind turbine components in India. Please make use of it and make yourself member in the IWTMA. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. And as we conclude this session and the conference here, I would like to request Mr. Girish Tanti to please join in presenting the mementos. Our expression of thanks and gratitude first to Shri P.C. Garg. Thank you. Thanking Mr. J.P. Chalasani, sir. Thank you. Just switch on that mic. You can do it from there. No, it's close. Mic.
So actually, I want to just give it to ma'am. I think she spoke single-handedly more than any speaker in the last 2 days. So therefore, I request you to give it to her.
And we'll have a group photograph with all the stalwarts here on the stage. All of you. Yeah. So thank you to all of you also.